through your freedom.
There are public figures today, yesterday, and the day before predicting and all but calling for mass violence and rioting in the streets.
And we're back. Welcome to the Prepared Mind channel. It is our, well, I used to call this the premium show, where Monday through Friday, if you're here live, it's because you're a premium member on the preparedmind.club, subscribestar.com, or you're on X. I don't want to call it premium anymore. That just sounds like something you get at the gas station. I'm thinking we need to call it, right, the ass kickers or the super sponsors or whatever. Anyways, you guys are super sponsors. You are ass kickers, and I'm glad to be back with you today. I'm about, at this point, 90% recovered. I don't know what I got into, but I was just green as fuck yesterday and wanting to, well, puke everywhere. It was not good. Not good at all. But that's kind of watching the news. It makes me feel like that often. And I think that's why I come to the show, so you and I can talk about being prepared, all the things we need to be prepared, but also covering everything out there, the spectrum of baloney that's in front of us, so we can understand what's happening. At the same time, try and have a little fun with it, keep it light, and just really, really examine things. But, you know, have kind of a cathartic experience and just let it out because we're talking about it. I don't think most people get that. I think they're just in their head and they're confused. But here we are. You get to type about it, talk about it, think about it, see other people, and just get it off your chest. And you know what I think is interesting, and I find it absolutely fascinating. All right, man. Heidi did a $50 super chat today. Keep an eye on her. She's up to trouble again. Thank you, Heidi. You're so darn good. She did a CashApp super chat. Back to this. I think everyone is feeling the need to see that. And I'm going to tie that to Franklin the Turtle. Now, you might think normally shit hitting the fan way up here, Franklin the Turtle, opposite side of the planet. You know, no, it's the same, right? They're taking a lovable children's character who was designed to help teach children how to be good and how Franklin is nice and he solves his problems and learns, right? But, you know, Franklin in this is, right, taking care of narco terrorists, and he's laughing at fucking LGB pedos, and he, you know, pissing off and triggering liberals, and he's doing this and he's doing that, all the things we want government to do, right? Franklin is doing it now, and it pissed off the makers of Franklin, because people are using AI to create these Franklin memes, and I think they're hilarious because they actually do just what I want to do. It's a way to laugh at these people and stay educated and just see them for what they are. And I think it probably also on some kind of subliminal level. Now, you and I, we're way up here on understanding what's going on in the world. But everyone else who's, asleep down here, they don't quite understand. Well, what's wrong with transgenders in schools? What's wrong with this stuff? Everything's wrong with it. So I think Franklin is an excellent meme to teach these low-functioning citizens the difference between right and wrong, what's good, what's bad, what we should be doing versus what we shouldn't. I think it's fucking hilarious. Yes, Franklin is now teaching the world how to get things done right and show us that government is failing. And it needs to turn it around. And folks, government is failing at every level. Every stinking level, government is failing. From Trump at the very top to governors down to mayors. From Congress in D.C. to state legislatures to city councils. The example I want to use, the mayor of Minneapolis, this jackass named Jacob Frey, he has declared he will not, I repeat, he will not cooperate with immigrations and customs enforcement. And in the middle of his speech, he changes from English to Somali. What? Okay, first off, it's pure Democrat pandering. But before I get to that, those Somalis, many of them are illegal. Absolutely illegal, from fraud to fraud to fraud to fraud. And by the way, the major fraud was Obama bringing them in and dumping them in Minnesota, all over Minneapolis, so that they could elect a piece of shit congressperson to represent them, Ilhan Omar. And there's so many there now because they keep bringing over more of their family under these fake bullshit asylum claims. And so, yeah, Jacob Frey has learned to speak Somali so he can communicate with his 65 IQ average constituents. Pure Democrat pandering to them by speaking their language to ensure his voters know their handouts are going to keep on coming, that they can keep committing fraud. And don't worry, Republicans promise to do something, then never come through. See, Republicans, we vote for hope. Democrats vote for handouts. Democrats get their handouts. Our hope goes to shit every fucking time. We will not, I want to repeat this, we will not vote our way out of this problem. I've lost complete and total faith in the system because we have a Republican Senate, a Republican House of Representatives with Republican majorities in both, and they have not voted on fixing our election system at the national level by requiring paper ballots, same-day voting, voter ID required. It's that simple. Yet maggot Mike Johnson, who looks like a fucking pedophile, and John Toon, he looks like someone who enjoys going to massage parlors with other men. Had it with these fucking losers. They're sellouts. They're hopeless sellouts. And you know what they're doing? This is what I've decided based on 35 years of experience examining the political process and consequences and results afterwards. And I've come to the conclusion, based on this evidence, 35 years, you know how many elections that is? 17 elections. I've watched very closely 17 elections. I'm not counting my childhood, right? Since 1990 is what I'm calling. I've noticed that Republicans like to be losers. They love it. So they can be the victim, right? It's, I guess, as white conservatives, they don't get to cry victim. Most Republicans are white conservatives, and they want to be a victim so bad they can't fucking stand it. Just like all the Democrats and their constituent groups. Oh, everyone hates me. They beat me up. Oh, my God, you're making fun of me. Oh, you're a homophobe. You're a transphobe. You're an Islamophobe. You're an anti-Semite. Boo-hoo-hoo. Every fucking chance. And Republicans are like, I don't have anything to complain about because I guess I've got it all because they told me I do because I'm white. Stupid motherfuckers. So they love being the loser. They won't do anything when they have the power. And this is what gets me, is the Democrats are threatening them and then threatening them some more. You just wait till we're back in power. We're going to show you. We're going to come after you. We're going to attack you. We're going to arrest you. We're going to prosecute. Have you seen what's going on in England? If you and I don't stop them, if you and I don't stop them, the Democrats, and somehow light a fire under those little shriveled berries called testicles of Congress, we're going to be like England. Oh, nope. Take that back. Back it up. We're going to be 1776. In England today, a woman was arrested. Why? Well, she called a guy a faggot. She was in a one-to-one. She was texting with someone she knows or using Facebook, and she called a guy a faggot. So the police show up at her house. 8 police break in her house and drag her out of the bathtub naked and wet. Now, sounds extreme, doesn't it? Well, let me explain a little more. Let me give you some more backstory. The man that was called a faggot, which is just a pejorative term to describe men when women don't like him, but she had good reason not to like him because he attacked her and gave her a fucking brain injury. Someone she was in a relationship with. Well, accurate or not, she can call him whatever the fuck she wants. Accurate or not, doesn't matter. But what does matter is she was arrested for having a private conversation with someone else, and the police showed up to get her. But guess what? The guy that fucking attacked her and gave her brain damage and put her in the fucking hospital, he didn't get any charges against him. That's England, where they allow Afghans and Pakistanis and other Muslims to rape children. No prison sentence. You write a tweet they don't like, meaning you criticize the government, you criticize the Muslims, you criticize, well, anybody in a way they don't approve, which is there's no way. It is beyond 1984. Except America has 1776. And we will use these guns. That is now a fucking promise. It is coming, folks. It is coming. It's getting harder and faster, and it shouldn't be this way. You and I, we should be sitting back with a tumbler full of fucking alcohol and, well, a vitamin C fruit juice, right? Some kind of tasty cocktail. Laughing at all of the arrests of pedophiles, freaks, Democrats, communists, Muslims. All of these fucking people should be getting arrested or deported or both. And we should be able to sit back and fucking laugh. Instead, we're watching nothing happen. Well, folks, the National Guard attack in Washington, D.C. has backfired on the Democrats. It is backfired because there's a reckoning that is coming. That is, again, it is woken up more of America. Charlie Kirk's assassination has woken up America and caused them to ask the question, who did this? Because it wasn't that guy. Who did this? So, who shot the National Guard people? Oh, a CIA-trained fucking Afghani. Veterans, patriots, law-abiding citizens, and now law enforcement and cops are energized and pissed off. Now, the terrible thing is someone had to die. People had to get hurt in order to wake up America. But it is uniting good America and exposing evil America. Evil America, Democrats. And they're showing the entire nation and world who they are. And you have to remember, more than half the guns in the world, the whole planet, more than half the guns in the world are right here in our nation, in our hands, in our capable hands, in our well-trained hands. We will not let tyranny take us. Now, some will. Some will bend over. Some will shine the shoes, kiss the ass, and lick the bottom of the boot of government, and others are going to fight. Let's see. Constitution right here has all the justification in the world for standing up to tyranny, giving it the fucking bird, and putting it out of our misery. It's going to happen, and they're causing it. They're absolutely causing it. Now, to kind of go along with the story and the opinion that I just shared with you about the National Guardsmen, one was attacked and lived, one was attacked and has died. Because Democrats said, it's unconstitutional for them to be here. And Democrats and mainstream media encouraged violence against them. And no one's arrested. Fuck you, Pam Bondi. Fuck you, Kash Patel. And the White House can suck a turd because they haven't fired these people who have done nothing. They're fucking worthless, all of them. This country's falling apart. We voted them to have full power, full authority, and we would stand behind them to fix this country, and they've done nothing. Here you go again. A career criminal with a criminal history of attacking women has been arrested. For what? For attacking a New York University student. That's right. An NYU student. slapped, bitch slapped, got her hair fucking yanked. Once again, we're seeing more and more of this, aren't we? This is where noticing is helping us as a country, right? The strong are actually starting to stand up. The strong are starting to resist this lawless bullshit. And yes, the strong are even starting to fight back. You'll see it. You'll see insane, criminal, stupid, Democrat, communist fuck behavior. But you're also gonna, and that's irritating to see it in videos. It's like, why doesn't someone do something? Well, people are. There was this video the other day of a guy, he looked like Joe Pesci. Joe Pesci was sitting on a bus, and this guy was messing with this old man, and he was taunting him and saying he was going to kick his ass. So I, Joe Pesci, got up on the bus, and I went over there, and I grabbed this fucking joik by the neck, and I slammed him down, and I said, who you fucking with here, mister? You want to fuck with me? You come after me. It was hilarious as fuck. This guy looked and sounded just like Joe Pesci, grabbed this fucking punk kid by the throat, put him in the seat, and then behind him was this giant fucking black dude who was like McGill, a fucking gorilla. And he just stood there like, listen, you little fucked up man, you will get off this bus. It was some good shit. People are noticing and they're starting to stand up. This little bitty fucking Italian dude and this giant fucking black dude there, they're like, this is done. We're done. Look, bus drivers are fighting back. Passengers on trains fighting back. The bus story I just told you, fighting back. Fucking pedestrians on the street are fighting back. Store customers are getting tired of this shit. Patriots and law-abiding citizens are realizing that we have to stand up and save ourselves from druggies, from fucking thieves, from home invasion, from fucking rapists and murderers, and yes, even assholes on buses. Right? People are starting to run over these fucking morons who are in the street trying to block traffic. You don't want to do that in Florida, by the way, and I haven't seen anyone try it yet. I've been waiting so I can watch some idiots blocking traffic, and all I got to do is just sit there. Someone eventually will lose their shit and fucking run someone over, or I'll be a model citizen and put the old tank in park, get out of the truck and go up there and drag them out of the fucking street myself. I could probably hang on to 3 of them with these fucking paws right here. 2 little ones in one hand and 1 big fat one in the other, and drag them out of the fucking way. People have had it. You might notice a little bit of I'm ready to fucking take this to the next level. I'm not going to do anything dangerous, illegal, harmful, and nor do I want you to do anything dangerous, illegal, or harmful. But what I'm saying is people are going to stand up for their rights. They're going to start protecting other people because government's not doing shit. Government is full of fucking cowards and losers. I wish I could do a good Trump impression. I do a good Trump impression. I do a better Joe Pesci impression than I do Trump. I just can't do Trump. But that Chinese dude that sells neon lights, he does a good Trump. He's got a new one out. Now, why do you and I need to wake up? Why do you and I need to be prepared with all those items we need? Why do you and I need to wake up our friends, our family, people that live around us, our community? Why? Why do we need to wake them up? Because this nation is like a pressure cooker. It's like a pressure cooker. The outrageous, lawless stupidity is pissing everyone off. At the University of Delaware, folks, some jackass student had a manifesto. He referenced martyrdom. Well, who has martyrs? Islam. They love that shit. He referenced martyrdom and he had guns. He's been arrested. This fucking idiot, and the picture of him on the internet was just absolutely illustrative of what you would expect to see. A scraggly looking, self-hating white dude with fucked up hair and unshaved. You look like shit. Now, if you want to have scraggly looking hair and beard and look like you crawled out from under a fucking rock, that's cool. but you look like that and you get guns and write a manifesto, we know we're going to have problems. There's a pressure cooker, folks, and the heat is on high, and it's getting dangerously hot. Let me tell you what is in this pressure cooker, folks. Well, we've got Islamic anti-Semites out there building pressure. We've got Islamic death to America and white people pressure. We've got Antifa and their anti-American, anti-you hatred and fucking pressure. We've got universities. I'm not just talking about just the students, but also their teachers, their professors, the fucking faculty, and even the boards. University hatred for America and Americans, that's me and you, is building so much pressure. Anti-ICE roundup people, these fucking protesters out there, Democrat encouragement for murder. Mainstream media, bald-faced lies about patriots like you and me and about our nation and what it means. The fucking racism against Europeans and European heritage people. The racism against Hispanics and blacks and Native Americans for being what? For being flag-waving, country-loving American patriots. And that is pissing all of us off. And the mainstream media is just fucking bald-faced lying. And on top of all the rest of that, folks, we do have inter-party animosity amongst Republicans, right? You got people who want America first. They used to be make America great again, and we're fighting with each other because half of them appear to be sold out. They bought hook, line, and sinker, the fucking poison bait. And the rest of us are like, no, it's America first. We'll help other people later. Let's fix this country first. And the president is not doing a fucking thing to help the country. He's too busy sucking up to and kissing the ass of Benjamin Netanyahu. Meanwhile, Bibi Netanyahu, for some reason, is asking Trump for a presidential pardon. What the fuck does that mean? Right? And it's driving everyone nuts, right? Everyone's pissed off at everyone, and violence is going to have to be used to solve the issues. Now, why do I say that? I'm not calling for violence. I'm observing human behavior. I'm observing government behavior. I'm observing history. Because when all else fails, violence solves the issues. Violence and war always happens when polite discussion fails. Also, who promotes divide and conquer to increase their power? They've divided this nation between straight and gay. They've divided this nation between black and white, and Hispanic and white, and black and Hispanic. They've divided the nation between old and young, middle class and poor, the rich against everybody. They've divided the nation. They've divided us and got us to hate each other. And Republican, Democrat, and even Republican now. I thought the Democrat Party was tearing itself apart, which it is to a degree, but they all agree on one thing that unites them, and that's to hate us and hate the Constitution and hate our flag and our history and our country and our goodness. Right? Divide and conquer. Who does that? Who promotes divide and conquer? Democrats? Yeah, Democrats love divide and conquer. Washington, D.C. You bet. They love to divide us. On Social Security, yes or no? Oh, you stupid boomers. You're right? You damn stupid kids. Fucking grow up and get a job. Right? They're dividing us on the same issues. The European Union calling for war in Ukraine against Russia. Half of America's like, yeah, Slava Ukraine, man. Yeah. The fucking guy, they've literally fraudulently embezzled billions and tens of billions, if not $100 billion of your tax money, my tax money. They told Zelensky, you're now fired. You will leave fucking office or we're going to handcuff you. You're done. But the European Union is like, we need war. Yeah, we need more American money and more weapons. And so America's pissed. We're like, why? Why are we paying for this shit? It's bullshit. The World Economic Forum, a bunch of satanic billionaire pedophile fucks. China loves it. They're just sitting back like this going, oh, yep, China, been around for a while. How about Israel? Look at what Israel's doing. They're leading and saying, you're not MAGA. You're not Make America Great Again unless you are MIGA. Make Israel great again first. Right? And if you say Make America Great Again, well, that's anti-Semitic. If you say America First, that's anti-Semitic. If you say we're tired of what you're doing in Gaza, you're anti-Semitic. Any criticism of the country of Israel, you're anti-Semitic. Any criticism of their religious beliefs in the Talmud, well, that's anti-Semitism. Look, we're just pointing out facts, but they're getting us to fight each other. China, Israel, Russia. Is Russia getting us to fight each other? Fucking Putin is just standing back. I think yesterday Putin said something like, basically, if you fuck with Russia, European Union, there's going to be a lot less of you around to fight us. Essentially, it was a partially veiled threat of he's going to nuke the ever-loving fuck out of them. So look, really look and see who gets what they want from all of this divide and conquer. Think about it. This pressure cooker that's being built inside of America for us to just explode in partisan conflict. Who benefits? Who? What nations? Including Washington, D.C. What politicians? Including other nations' politicians. What financial benefit or monetary benefit do they get by causing us to just fight with ourselves? I would rather not, folks. But they just keep pushing the lawless horse shit on us. And Trump and the Trump administration and the Trump Department of Justice and the Trump Attorney General and the Trump FBI and the Trump CIA. Or are we going to play this game and it's like, well, look, Trump is trying, but they don't have control of the government. Oh, so the fucking deep state runs everything. Is that how this goes? The deep state cares about you and me. They care about America. They care about our freedoms. They care about the Constitution. Well, don't they claim to be loyal?
They want to eliminate what they call the deep state. The deep state is a cadre of professionals dedicated to honoring the Constitution, the laws of this country.
Yeah, the deep state is dedicated. Do you feel like the CIA is serving you? I feel like the CIA, the deep state, the FBI. Okay, man, thank you. I think that get your questions down below. Get your thoughts down below, your observations. I want your opinions. We got a great audience today. Great audience today. Get your comments into the question because in just a couple minutes, we're going to switch over to your thoughts on what's going on. Literally just a few more minutes. But the deep state, are they fixing anything? We've already heard, or at least I have. I'm sure you have as well, that Kash Patel really doesn't have control of the FBI. What a great reason to do exactly what he said, which is get rid of it. Fire every fucking last one of them, and you start anew. You start fresh. There was a time when there was no FBI, folks. There was no FBI. The FBI was basically created to go after the mob in the 1920s. Fuck, by the time we got to JFK, they're working with the fucking mob to assassinate JFK. Right? The FBI doesn't need to be here. The CIA is actually younger than the FBI. It came about after the World War II fighting ended. The OSS became the CIA, and the first thing they did, consolidate their power within the military-industrial complex and try starting a fucking war on their own called the Bay of Pigs, a fucking Cuban communist versus America, which would have brought Russia in and nuclear weapons. These people have always been fucking insane and assholes. Always. Always. And just so you fucking know, when I was a jarhead, my staff sergeant was part of the Ollie North fucking team out of Quantico. Trust me, I saw and heard enough to fucking get it. It's funny. We all get to live in life and experience and see and learn shit. I have learned so much shit behind the fucking scenes that it sounds like I'm right. All right. I don't want to do this, right? I have to cover this, and then I'll get to your questions. So get your questions into Uman. He's going to sort them, put them in line. We'll get to them. But before that, I want to tell you a beautiful church story. A United Methodist pastor has stunned his congregation mid-sermon. What good news? You know, the Bible, the gospel means good news. Good God. Gospel, right? Good spell. Good news. Spell, news. Anyways, the good news, right? Well, you want the good news? This pastor told the congregation that he is going to live as a woman because he's now transgender. Okay. It's time to piss everyone off here today who thinks this kind of shit is fucking cute. I mean, people go to church for morality, to find comfort and solace, and knowing that being good is difficult, but there's a reward personally for it. You know, a lot of people, they need to go to church for that. So going to church and then seeing some fat, gender-confused freak preaching that butt-slamming men and grooming children and all manner of debauchery is just fine and Jesus is good with it. And exposing not only oneself, but one's spouse and children to that type of shit. It lowers everyone's fucking standards. And low standards always produce low results. I hope the congregation that witnessed this shit actually understands that this pastor is incrementally working to destroy their faith in goodness and decency, as well as groom them to accept the next level of filth. Hey, why not have church orgies? How about church wife swapping and church pedophilia? Because fuck it, we love rainbows. And Jesus is okay with it too. And isn't the fruitcake saying love is love? Isn't that a good thing? Well, pedophilia is not love. Nope. It is not. Everything that the LGBTQ pedophile crowd is all about, the Democrat crowd is all about, is right there in the New and Old Testaments being shit on. I mean, if Jesus went to the church, synagogue, and saw the money changers there, and he was pissed and he turned their tables over, coins flying everywhere because they were just a bunch of immoral fucking scumbags. What do you think he would do with these fucking pastors showing up, misleading their people? I hope he would grab a fucking whip and just take it to them. But, you know, that's up for Jesus. I'm not allowed to do that stuff. That's why I don't go to church, because they're a bunch of fucking hypocrite morons. They're a bunch of pew potatoes sitting there trying to feel good. The congregation actually, one moment, man. The congregation is actually as responsible for the pastor as the pastor is for trying to help them with the sermons. If your fucking pastor is promoting anything that you know is wrong, you have an obligation as a human being and a man to tell him he's fucking wrong. And if he doesn't straighten the fuck up, you're out. Because you will not promote it, support it, fund it, and then cause your own family to see that stupid shit. Once again, I don't go to church because of that type of shit. Ooman says, isn't he a little late to the game? That trend is on the way out. Yeah, you are correct. That trend is on the way out. But then again, it isn't. You want to know why, Mr. Ooman? Because these fucking people won't quit. What they do is they lie. They're like, oh shit, everyone notices. Right? And they get out of the limelight. They wait for everyone to calm down, forget about it. 72 hours later, they're right back out being the same scumbags they are. Remember when all those fucking San Francisco faggots were singing, "We're coming for your children"? They did that video, and all of these homosexuals out there screaming they're going to start raping our kids and coming for them. Guess what? They were like, oh, no, we were just kidding. We weren't serious about that. 2 fucking years later, they're in every school, every high school, every college, grooming the shit out of kids. Fucking transgender and drag queen story hour. No problem. They fucking lie. Now, for you and me, Ooman and everyone else, yeah, their shit is over. They're exposed. They're on their way out. Well, kind of like that saloon in Idaho. As soon as they exposed these people, right, and they started saying, we'll give you free beer for a month. All you have to do is help ICE catch these fucking criminals. There are so many people donating money to that bar to keep paying for these drinks. And they're calling it Mary Snitchmas, which I think is kind of funny. I don't like the word snitch used for law, decency, but still, right? This bar, they're fighting it. And these liberals will not go away. They won't quit. They won't stop. Idaho, by the way, is now full of a bunch of fucked up liberal Californians. Idaho has been going down for at least 25 years, slowly, and then all of a sudden, all right, Mr. Ooman, I know I've gone late, so let's do it. Let's switch over to the inner circle. Gotta love it, folks. Welcome back. I'm glad to be feeling a lot better today. I want to know what you guys are thinking. What is on your mind? Everyone, questions in. You can put them in all the way through the second half as we go to the inner circle. Something comes to mind. Some thought. You want to respond to what I talked about. It doesn't matter. We got a great crowd, a big crowd here on a hump day. It's Wednesday. Ooh, man, who are we going to do first? What is up? And Mikey G said, I quit going to mass when they started hiring flaggot priests. Someone told me today, they're like, let's see, you can say retard and are we allowed to say faggot yet? And I said, yes. He's like, I thought we weren't allowed to say that one yet. I go, no, actually it's being encouraged. Yeah. And they started hiring faggot priests and saying it's fine. And love is love. And isn't the church about forgiving? No, it's not. No, that's not what it's about. It's not what church is about. Church is supposed to be about educating people to be moral. That's it. Educating people to be moral and giving them a foundation on which they can forgive themselves by understanding they're forgiven by another greater, higher, gooder power, right? A Jesus character. That's what it's about. It's not about hiring faggots and making us accept every fucking loser on the planet and bringing and creating a lower common denominator for everyone, right? Now, I think I'm trying to remember who said this, but the complaint in the 1990s from the Democrats was that Ronald Reagan made people feel good and comfortable with their virtues because he was a decent fellow. And then they looked at, Rush Limbaugh looked at Bill Clinton and said the reason he is so popular, Reagan was so popular because he made people comfortable with their virtues. They're good people, and now we have a good president, right? The Gipper. So they felt good to be American. America felt good. And folks, I was 10 when he was elected, 10 years old. And I, as a 10-year-old kid, apolitical, no political, I'm a fucking kid. I saw something different in America change. I saw the same thing happen with Trump, except he's doing jack shit. But the reason Slick Willie, Bill Clinton, was so popular with Democrats is because he made them feel comfortable with their vices. In other words, they're immoral and they see an immoral guy like Bill and they're okay with themselves. So that's why they needed that shit in the church. So good people could quit trying to go, fuck it. That guy over there, he's sucking dick down at the fucking bus station for money. That guy over there, I saw on his phone, right? He's got pictures of kids. I guess I'm fine. Hell, if they're going to go to heaven, I will too, because I'm much better than them, right? They feel better with their fucking vices. Sad. It's fucking sad. We want to raise the bar. And I don't want to do that by doing a Carry Nation and fucking going into bars and smashing alcohol and prohibition and making people feel dirty and stuff. No one's perfect, but fuck, there's got to be a fucking level, a limit, and a fucking cutoff line. Golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Mr. Uman, who's next? Yeah, if I was a criminal, absolute scumbag fuck, I would expect someone to fucking let me have it. Uman says, Trump posted about sedition again. I wish he would stop posting about it and actually start doing something about it. Exclamation point, right? Nothing but empty threats at the Kabuki Theater in the Potemkin Village so far. That's it. You see, that's the problem. You'll see this everywhere. If you see kids that are ill-behaved and their parents, little Billy will be a fucking pain in the ass. He's going to fuck with people. He's going to play with shit. He's going to knock food off the shelves in the store, cause trouble, right? And all the dad will do is go, Billy, you better stop it or I'm telling you, Billy. Now, look, Billy, if I have to tell you one more time, that's it, Billy. I'm going to take away something of yours. Same with little Sally, right? Right? Sally stomping her feet, bam, 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 screaming, I want a candy bar. I want a balloon. Screaming and yelling, and all the parents can do is, Sally, stop it. Sally, stop it. Sally, stop it. I'm going to do something to it, and that's Trump. That we know the crimes, Trump. We know there's sedition. We know there's fraud. We know there's conspiracy. We know there's treason. We know all of this. We know. We've been fucking paying attention. We're not late to the party. We didn't just wake up today, right? We are here. Do something. It is. Kabuki Theater. It's all a show to keep us entertained while they one finger or the whole fucking fist right in the ass. People are pissed. They're pissed about property taxes. They're pissed about all the taxes we pay, and we get fucking shit for it. It's getting worse, folks. Government is getting worse. The more we learn, the more we demand they knock this shit off, and then they keep doing it anyway. I tell you. Mr. Uman, what do we got? We got Mr. Diving Frog, and he says, John, Marge, Taylor Greene, MTG left Congress because she's scared and doesn't want to be part of the government. When people finally snap, the people are pissed and they want heads on a platter. Now, the politicians know that the people want to hurt them, and they're talking about it in chambers. The politicians are very scared of us. They've always been scared of us, the people. Now, the founding fathers, because they dealt with a government, not just a king. Our founding fathers and the colonial Americans had to fear the king, and also each state had a British appointed governor. They had martial law at all times, redcoats, the standing army of the Brits. They had tax collectors. They had judges. They had also, folks, people who wanted that type of shit, people that were loyal to the tax collectors and judges and the redcoats and the governors and the King of England. They were loyal, and they would snitch people off, turn them in, attack them. But people got tired of that shit, and we fought back. Declaration of Independence, which is organic, common law, and it is the law of the land. So fuck you, Amy Comey Barrett, for saying it isn't, because it is. If it wasn't law and it's not real, then how can it be used to justify a fucking revolt against absolute fucking tyranny? And I will put it to you one more time, quickly. The Declaration of Independence. Every stinking complaint about the King of England, our own government and other governments are doing right now. Every last one of them. And then some new ones. So the point of this is government should be afraid of us, and government should serve us. George Washington said, Government is like fire. It is a fearful servant and a terrible master. So yeah, government should be afraid of us. That's what the Second Amendment is about. That if they get out of line, we can take up arms legally, lawfully, justifiably, and fix the fucking problems. It's up to government to do its job. And I'm not calling for violence, folks, or lawlessness, but it's up to government to do its job so we don't have to. That's why we pay these motherfuckers. That's why we pay Kash Patel to do his fucking job. We don't pay Dan Bongina to hide Epstein files and to serve Israel and to fucking hide the facts and bullshit us and lie. We pay him to arrest the fucking criminals. We pay prosecutors to prosecute criminals, not prosecute innocent people that use their First Amendment rights to criticize them. Unbelievable. What's more important, folks? Let me ask you this question. The letter of the law or the spirit of the law? Well, I'll tell you what it is. It is the spirit of the law. The spirit of the law is more important than the letter. You want to know why? Because the letter of the law, they just changed the definition of a word. You've changed the purpose and meaning of the law. The spirit of the law, which is the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, is government serves us, not the other way around. They're our fucking servants and we pay them. They're supposed to do their jobs, not come after us, criticize us, punish us, attack us, take our property and tax the shit out of us. No. Tina Peters is in prison right now. You want to know why? Because she used the spirit of the law and the law the best way she could to expose election fraud, cheating, and crime. You know why she's in prison? Because the letter of the law says she didn't quite do it right. She should have exposed the crime properly, but instead there was a technical error she made. So she's a criminal now. You cannot be charged with a crime for upholding the law, but they did. We got a lot of lessons to learn here, folks. A lot of lessons to learn. What should have happened after January 6th and all those people were arrested is we, the people, should have taken up arms, gone to the jail, and demanded that they either release the prisoners or people are going to fucking die. Period. That's it. But we weren't there yet. We weren't ready yet. I'm not calling for violence. I'm not suggesting you go do anything illegal, harmful, or dangerous. Do not. When it's time, you will understand it, you will know it, and you will embrace it or die. We're not there yet, but people are getting pissed. And I've been saying that for years. You will know when it's time. People are waking up. Like I said, street thugs. People are showing up, not just at school boards, and cussing out these fucking lying piece of shit, child grooming, pedophile school boards. They're going to city hall, county council. They're showing up at state legislatures. And I'm not talking about these radical, stupid fucking punk kids who are communists being indoctrinated in college. I'm talking about hardworking, tax-paying Americans who are sick and tired of seeing the government abuse them. Robin G says, Mikey will keep the charades going until we fall like the Romans. That's an interesting statement. You have a choice. Now, the Romans. After the fall of the Roman Empire, let's just think about this. What happened? Did every human being die in Europe, the Middle East, and North Africa, which was the world of the time? No. People still lived in what is now Morocco and Tangiers and Libya and Egypt, Palestine, Lebanon, Turkey, Greece, Macedonia, Italy, France, Spain, Portugal, England. No, people lived. They lived. You know who fucking died? People with no fucking skills. People who were parasites living off of everyone else. That's who died. at the fall of the Roman Empire. People still lived because, well, they had food. They could either hunt and fish, or they could grow crops. They could have, pigs, bacon, pork, right? Cattle, goats, sheep, chickens. People lived. The government failed. The governments failed. Now, I'm not going to say people didn't die. A lot of Roman citizens around the empire didn't die, because they did. Especially in Rome, especially in Italy. Lots of people died because they were parasitically living off of the empire in whose countries I just described. But here we are, the charades. The bullshit is going to go until, well, shit, it's the fan. Or, as Robin points out, the fall. That's why you're preppers. That's why you need food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine. That's why you need this. Because when the fall starts, we don't know how far we go before some safety line stops us from falling further, or all the way to what is known as the days of cart and horse and going up the hill to fetch a pail of water. We don't want that shit. But government, it's not helping. Thank you, Robin. Great point. Allowed me a segue into a cool area to think about. It's always about thinking. We're prepping. We're thinking. And we're waking people up. So you guys that are here, you are the kick-ass crowd because you go to the preparedmind.club. You go to subscribestar.com. And you go to X. So I love it. Mr. Ooh-Man. Who's up next? We're at the 52-minute mark. Holy cow. Where'd the hour go? And Ooh-Man says, suburban Chicago non-citizen cop from the country of Montenegro who allegedly overstayed a tourist and work visa that was arrested by Immigration and Customs Enforcement during the Midway Blitz, Midway being Chicago, was returned to duty in Hanover Park, Illinois this week. Guess what else? This son of a bitch, un-American, non-American man, he's not a citizen, who fucking lied, is here illegally, was given back pay on top of everything else. I'm sure they handed him a pistol. Once again, a pistol he is not authorized to own or even carry because he's not an American. This is fucking lawlessness. Me, if I called for violence, government would get very mad. And the police or sheriff would be at my door. Knock, knock, knock. Open this lid, you fucking sub-ground bunker dwelling John. Right? They'd be yelling at me. Come on out. We got to talk to you. You're not allowed to encourage violence. Only politicians can encourage violence. Only politicians can get away with insider trading. Only politicians and their families get to get rich off of everyone else's hardship. Right. Thank you, Ooman, for bringing up this story. I didn't forget about it, but so much to talk about. I told you about the fucked up mayor of Minneapolis, Minnesota, who was giving his speech and then broke into speaking Somali. These people are 65 IQ. I'm sure their vocabulary is loaded with, well, non-words. In any event, he learned to speak Klingon, but we got more, folks, more. Outrageous lawlessness. It's going to have to end soon, or blood is going to spill everywhere. I want to know who benefits from this. Are you ready? Minneapolis, Minnesota. The police chief there is telling the Somali community that if ICE agents show up, that they are to dial 911. And the police chief is promising all of these Somalis that are here illegally that police officers that are paid by Minneapolis, Minnesota taxpayers with their badges and guns will intervene against federal arrests of illegals That's what the police chief is saying. He's telling them to call the government, 911. They'll show up with their guns and badges and put a stop to all this law and order. Unfucking believable. It's outrageous. It is fucking lawlessness. And that's what they want for us. That's what they want for all of us. Mr. Uman, shall we do another one? We got just a few minutes left, and it's Diving Frog checking in again. He says, John, it seems that Carmelo Anthony is broke. His family said they couldn't afford to have Thanksgiving because they're broke. Don't think it has to do with the mansion and exotic cars, do you? Does everyone remember who Carmelo Anthony is? Well, he's the high school boy. He was just sitting in someone's tent, just going through all of their stuff at a track meet. And a guy named Metcalf, I think it was Metcalf, wasn't it, man? Some kid named Metcalf said, hey, stop going through our stuff. Hey, get out of our tent. So Carmelo Anthony felt very threatened. His life was in danger, or so you would go to believe the story. So he pulled out a knife that he carried and brought to school that day, and then took to the track meet, having allegedly told some kids that he's going to take care of some problems, going to kill some people, stabbed this Metcalf kid in the fucking heart and killed him right there. Because how dare anybody ask Carmelo Anthony to stop stealing their shit and get the fuck out of their tent? Now, apparently there is footage of this. Apparently someone with their smartphones did get this on film, but the district attorney, nobody wants that released, especially the defense. Yeah, Carmelo Anthony. We were told that if you're a criminal, you will not get a give, send, go. You will not be able to raise money using social media sources. But they did, because they claimed Carmelo Anthony. And this is symptomatic. This is symptomatic of the bullshit that's going on. Carmelo Anthony is a victim. He's a victim of white oppression. He's a victim of racism. He's a victim of white supremacy. Carmelo Anthony, that poor guy, was threatened by another high school boy who was not holding a weapon. He felt threatened, so he defended himself by stabbing him in the fucking heart with a knife. They tried saying it wasn't a knife. No, it's something else. It was a cleat sharpener. It was a tool. It was something. No, whatever it was, right? It stabbed through his fucking shirt, through his skin, through his fucking rib cage and into his heart, and fucking killed him. He's the victim, Carmelo Anthony. Not the dead kid, not the high school boy. Carmelo Anthony, a piece of shit human being. So his family raised at least $600,000. Supposed to be for his defense. So they move into a very expensive house, start buying cool cars and wearing the coolest clothes. And somehow, in Diving Frog says 5 fucking months, they managed to blow through over $500,000. And now they're so destitute, they can't even afford Thanksgiving. Are you fucking kidding me? What did Carmelo Anthony's parents do for a fucking living prior to him murdering an innocent fucking kid at a school track meet and school property? What did they do? Were they fucking welfare cases then? Or did they just quit their jobs thinking they're going to live high on the hog? I mean, what the fuck is even going on in these people's brains? What kind of IQ do you have to have? What kind of fucking mentality do you have to go, I felt threatened, so I stabbed someone in the heart? This is who we are dealing with in this world today, which is why I always say you've got to be prepared at all times. Watch your fucking 12, watch your 6, watch your 9, your 3. Protect yourself, protect your family, protect your neighbors. Understand there's these fucking idiots out here everywhere now. And they all think they're victims. And they all feel justified taking violent action against you. And we're living in a fucking pressure cooker. And the heat is being turned up higher. And chance favors the prepared mind. Is yours. By the way, Merry Christmas. I hope everybody has a good holiday season. But dang it, be prepared.
Ho, 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 ho.